Gents is focused on Fulham against Manchester United at Craven Cottage. I'll be at the Cottage for this one. Going to take a close eye on Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson ahead of their World Cup journey with the US men's national team. Fulham's journey so far in the Premier League on their return has been excellent. Been, I think, punched above their weight and exceeded all of our expectations. Marco Silva's side got a lovely balance to it. The spine's good with Leno, Diop coming in, Paulinho midfield, and then Mitrović up top as the main man. But Nick, he's missing through injury. Did last week. He's struggling to be fit. Looks like he's prioritizing trying to be fit for Serbia at the World Cup. So if he doesn't play, how else can Fulham really get at Man United? Because Vinicius is up there as well. He played against Man City last weekend. But this is going to be a tough ask for Fulham without their main man up top because so much of their play builds off Mitrović. But they do have a lot more about them this season and look more robust, I think, as a team, where previously you could score a lot of goals against them, but it doesn't look like that's the case with Fulham this season. What are you expecting for them against Man United?
Yeah, it seems like the shine is back on Marco Silva, doesn't it? It's definitely there are good feelings and good vibes there, and that's why I wouldn't put it past him. It seems like Mitrović missing would be too much. It really does, and they certainly have had players who have punched above their weight, or have they? There's a certain rubber meets the road sort of scenario here that could see Fulham just finding their footing as they had the pieces there and they just needed to rise to meet the level. I would not be terribly surprised to see one of either two things happening. One, to see them, drop off a cliff because things dry up for Mitrović, but I also could see them just keep going along at this pace and not really ever being in trouble because there's a real belief in this club. And maybe that's the reason, more than Manchester United, that I have a hard time just saying Manchester United win. Because I do think it should just be a Manchester United win, but yeah. Fulham continues to overachieve, I would say. Is it harsh to say they're overachieving at this point?
I don't think so. I don't think it's so tough for newly promoted teams now, but I think their recruitment has been really, really good. When you look at Andres Pereira, Willian coming in, Paulinho, Diop, Leno, they've added real quality this time where previously it's been about quantity for Fulham, right? And then some of the players, Ream and Robinson, we talk about them a lot from a US perspective, but they've been excellent and stepping up from the Championship. And yeah, it's been fun to watch them. And I love going to Craven Cottage. So I'm looking forward to that atmosphere, especially last game before the World Cup break, down by the banks of the River Thames, United in town. Yeah, there's a whiff of an upset in the air around this one. But Andy, Man United, done okay, rebounded pretty well under Erik ten Hag after a terrible start to the season. But then they go and lose to Aston Villa 3-1, and it could have been worse for them. Is that just a bit of a blip? A lot of games, they've had a lot of injuries, especially in attack, because they've been forced to play the unknown Cristiano Ronaldo up top in the last few games, and Anthony Martial, Jadon Sancho, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes. When those guys have been available, and a lot of them weren't for that defeat at Villa, they've looked really good and fluid in attack. So was that just a one-off, the defeat at Villa? Because if they win this game at the weekend, they're right in the top 4 hunt going into the World Cup break. And for Man United, from where they were at the start of the season under Erik ten Hag, that would be a really good result, I think, to get to the World Cup break and be right up there in the top 4 conversation.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of all the above with United, just the fact that they have had to kind of mid-season or after 2 games change the way that they were going to play and play much. It's a simple way of playing. There is nothing fancy. There's nothing to figure out about it. And so I think teams have looked and said, all right, well, this is what United are going to do. Very easy to combat that. We're going to drop our midfield a little bit deeper so that the out ball to the center forward, whether it's Ronaldo or whether it's Rashford or if it's Anthony Martial or if it's nobody, if it's Bruno Fernandes, that's not there. We're going to keep them pinned back in. We're not going to let them out of their own half. And I think that's kind of some of the struggle that they faced against Villa. They had 8 shots during the game. The goal was they created nothing of their own in that game. And Villa, I just think, were very smart. They were very pragmatic. They were set up well. And I think we're going to see that from a lot of other teams against United until Ten Hag has more time, I think, to drill in his ideas, his system, and get them playing the way that he wants them to.
Yeah, a lot of defensive injuries. I mean, and issues. Dallow's suspended. Obviously, Varane's out. So do we see Harry Maguire come back in? Lindelof go to right back? It's going to be intriguing to see who comes in and out of the team for United. But Nick, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. I can see Fulham coming out flying with or without Mitrović, and I think they're going to cause United some problems. What do you think?
I don't. I'm going to go 2-0 Manchester United. Yep.
Andy?
2-1 to United, just in the end.
All right, fair enough. I'll give you some reaction analysis from on-site at Craven Cottage this weekend. Head over to Pro Soccer Talk. You see it on the bottom there on NBCSports.com for all the latest news, how to watch information, preview on Fulham against Man United, and all of the Premier League games coming up this weekend. Gents, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks, everyone, for watching. It's been a real pleasure, as always. One more Premier League weekend to go, and then we have the World Cup. But head over to PST, who have you covered for everything in the soccer world. So excited. What a wonderful time of the year. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Speak soon.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.